My brother Albert. June 19th, 22. An early summer evening. Penis in full bloom right outside the window. Mellow sunlight hits one of the flowers just so. A translucent pink glow. I have to take a picture. I grab my iPhone and head outside, eyes on the flower. I lean forward as I step towards it. I lose my balance, fall on a rugged stump. Oh no! In front of my left leg a triangular flap hangs loose, blood gushing. I make it to the door calling to Norbert. I hurt myself. Please bring me some Kleenex. I pull out a fistful of tissues and press it on the wound, not letting him look at it, knowing he might faint if he sees the jagged bloody flesh. It will need stitches. We have to go to emergency. A half-hour drive to emergency. There we wait and wait. It is midnight by the time we make it home with a stitched, bandaged leg. Surely it will heal in time for my trip. My trip to Switzerland is coming up. The flight booked. I feel terrible, cold, disoriented. Why did this have to happen now? Over the next few days, my leg becomes infected, swollen. Not able to get an appointment with our family doctor, I return to emergency. Get antibiotics, bandages, some ointment. Not much help. One doctor at a walk-in clinic even refuses to treat me. There's nothing I can do for this. There's a possibility of blood poisoning. You need to go to emergency. My spirit sinks to a new low. June 27th is coming up. I shall have to cancel my flight. But when I call Air Canada, no one listens. Due to a high volume of calls, Air Canada is not taking messages. What now? I will have to take the trip or lose the money. I decide to go. It's not a good time to travel. My wish to fly to Switzerland for just a week to visit my brother had met with disapproval from everyone. But I worry about his health. He's now in a nursing home. I have to see him. Crazy and expensive. What about the chaos at the airport? We have so much to do here. Family reunion coming up, the garden. There's still confusion about COVID. Remembering my disquieting dreams, I realize that I need to go to see for myself how he is. I buy a return ticket for Zurich. June 27th, 22. No refunds. That was some time ago. Should I have listened? Waking up, still jet-lagged. I wonder for a moment where I am. Oh yes, Rickisberg, Switzerland. Light washes over me. Sunshine radiates through 4 high windows. A lace canopy floats over my bed. Everything in this room is white. White walls, white sheets. Refreshed and pleased with my surroundings, I step on the honey-colored wooden plank floor. So here I am in Switzerland, eager to see my brother. He is 95. The past year was challenging for him. Hospitalized with pneumonia, he lost weight, stopped eating, and ended up in a nursing home. Needs a wheelchair to get around. You can stay with me, offered Monica, Albert's daughter. But I just moved to our new place. If you prefer, there's a B&B in this old castle up the hill from the village, right next to the park. Walking trails, a legendary view of the Alps. Monica has a big family. I know she also works and drives to the nursing home every day. So I do not want to add to her duties. That would be perfect for me. Please book it, I answered. So this room will be mine for a week. Last night I found a basket with food, a chocolate on my pillow. Later, Thomas, my grandnephew, will pick me up to drive us to the nursing home in Engelsberg. I opened the window. A fresh breeze. Below, a fountain surrounded by trees. In the distance, snow-covered mountain peaks. If I was higher up, I could see the city of Thun and the lake. That's where my sister used to live. I lost her some years ago. Did not make it back in time to say goodbye. We were close. Every year I would book a flight and visit for 2 weeks. On the last visit we went on the Rhine to Amsterdam river cruise. I have not been to Switzerland since she died. Soft, warm air surrounds me. It seems a silken web connects us, my sister, my brother. I feel close to them and all the world. Glad to be here. Back to now. Breakfast is delivered to the small kitchen in a wooden box, filled with all you could want. There's a Nestle's coffee machine on the counter and a kettle for tea. 2 small tables have name cards on them. Here's mine, Rosalinde. A young woman takes a seat on the table next to me. Good morning, I'm Rosalba. She holds out her hand and smiles. I respond, tell her my name, ask her how long she will be staying. We delight in the food. Rosalba is slim, pretty. She wears jogging pants and a top. Looking at me, she asks, are you married? Oh, yes. I have been married for 64 years. Rosalba is amazed. May I ask you something? Did you ever feel that you should leave? Oh, yes. There were difficult times when it seemed I must go. Only by that time we had children. I could not do it. May I tell you why I am here? Rosalba turns to me, unburdening her heart. I found my soulmate. I am in love with this man, and my husband found out about it. He will forgive me, but only if I stop all communication with my lover. We have 2 children. My husband is a good man, a doctor. What can I do? I came here to take long walks, to think about it. I must decide. I listen as she wavers back and forth. He makes me so happy. He transforms life for me. How can I deny this feeling? So difficult. I hope you find the right solution. I have no advice to give. A call from Thomas. I will meet him at 10 in front of the restaurant. With my leg freshly bandaged, I make my way across the road where a small herd of cows grazes. Here the animals all have bells, and the sound takes me back to my childhood on the farm. Smells of dewy grass, country smells. I stand by the fence, breathing it all in, remembering a lifetime with my family. We were 5, 4 girls and Albert. Our parents farmed in Austria, mixed farming, cows, sheep, horses, chickens, and never-ending chores. All this was torn apart during the war. My father was Swiss. He listened to Radio Beromünster and was denounced and arrested, deported to Switzerland. I was only 6 when I was placed on a Red Cross transport to join him. Returning to the farm after the war ended, we found it in a bad state. Refugees had been placed in every available room. It was a mess. I remember my mother and sisters taking apart beds and dusting everything with DDT to fight bedbugs that were hiding in every crevice. Shared memories of our time together still connects all of us. They stayed in Austria and Switzerland. We chose Canada. Every time I visit, we get together. My visits were the motivation for my sister Barbara to gather us around her. For many years we were 5, then 4, then 3. Now it is just Albert and I. Thomas arrives. He's all grown up now. He visited Canada with Albert when he was 17, interested in everything, always hungry and ready for new adventures. Thanksgiving turkey, cottage country, so many lakes and forests to discover. He fell in love with Canada. Now he's driving his own car, working with an insurance company, already managing a department. I have to travel quite a bit. This is a great job. Today is my day off, so I'm here for you. At 17 he was chubby. Now he's 28, a slim, strong, active young man. At the nursing home, Thomas knows where to go. Albert has his own room on the ground floor. We find it dark. My brother stretched out on the bed, still asleep. I take his hand, speak his name. Slowly he realizes who is here. My strong, athletic brother is painfully thin. He opens his bright blue eyes, starts to smile and sits up, calling my name. I bend forward to hug him, hiding my tears. Waiting outside while a nurse helps him to get dressed and into his wheelchair, I check out the place. Thomas tells me that there's a restaurant in one of the buildings, and we decide to go there. We move through the hall, past the porch and the courtyard, where other patients sit in the sun. This is a good place. I am relieved. Navigating through doors, elevators and passages, we steer to the terrace. Thomas goes to get us coffee. I watch as he helps his grandfather with sugar and stirs it for him. "Linde," Albert beams. "You came." "I'm good. I like this place. Say, look after me." His speech is slurred, slow. For a while, he's here, right with me, his face alert. But then his head droops. He checks out. I take his hands, look at him, bring him back. Sometimes we find a story from our past that he remembers. Later, some old friends from his village come to visit. They have shared a lifetime. Albert revives when he sees them. There's Romy, also in her 90s, alert, forceful, loud. Alf, my nephew, has sent along a new hearing aid that Thomas is fiddling with, getting him to try it out. "Come on," Romy cries. "You'll be able to hear us better." Albert puts it on, shakes his head, doesn't want any part of it. This is hard to accept. I remember him, young, joyful, strong, a farmer, a success, a loving brother that spoiled me on every visit. Romy later tells me, "I guess it's dementia. He does not understand and keeps repeating sentences. Recently he called me. I could hear Monica in the background telling him what to say. Even so, he just kept repeating, 'How are you, Romy?' I am sorry. But that is how it is. He himself is no longer aware of what is happening. That is a mercy. We are anxious because we fear this for ourselves." Thomas and Albert's friends leave. This is my first day. I have planned 4 more visits. Monica comes here every day to help with Albert's care. She will take me back to my room and bring me here again. On the last day, I spent the afternoon with him. Monica fusses, "Oh, Daddy, this shirt has stained. Let's change it." She massages his legs and arms, combs his hair, and helps him into the wheelchair. He had been in bed when we arrived. The room dark. Monica turns on the television. She is leaving. Will go to work and pick me up at supper time. To sit here in this dark room does not feel right. Albert, aware that I'm his visitor, invites me to have some fruit, offers me wine. A corner cabinet is filled with wine, champagne and chocolates. "Will you have some?" he asks. I do not want anything. We sit there talking for a while. The television ignored. I turn it off and open the curtains. The sun is shining. Shall we go for a walk, I ask, glad for a chance to escape from the room. In front of the home there's a walkway meandering through a little park. A fenced area holds a small pond with ducks. Benches are placed on the grass under large trees. Some are occupied by patients taking advantage of the warm summer day. Others, like Albert, in wheelchairs with caregivers. It is hot in the sun. The ducks rest flattened out, with heads folded under their wings. I feel inadequate, helpless, despite the pleasant surroundings. I wish I could bring back laughter, bright life energy, the careless optimism of youth for us. One of the caretakers comes running towards us, smiling, calling out, "Hello, dear lady. Albert is such a dear and happy chap. No wonder he gets so many visitors, even pretty women like you." This has me smiling also. I push away my doubts, glad to be here with my brother, seeing for myself that he's doing well. I can provide small pleasures. Back at the restaurant, we enjoy an espresso and pastry and play a game of cards. It takes time for Albert to remember the rules. There is no hurry. Towards evening, we wander back to his unit for dinner. His doctor joins us, and we sit down at his table. She brings out a folder and starts asking him questions. I realize she's monitoring his comprehension. Much is lost. Still, he's here, my brother Albert. Now back in Canada, remembering and writing about this trip to Switzerland, I'm so glad I went. My fears that Albert would be unable to accept being dependent have been eased. His daughter cares for him with much love. Last week she sent me a video of Albert at a concert given in his home village, celebrating senior jubilees. Albert smiles and claps. He's happy.